Morning, YouTube. Stevie here. It is Friday, the 16th. Yeah, 16th. I am in the DDG line. What time is it? 7:30. Excuse me, 7:30. Not quite. And I've already dumped my corn off. And I'm just waiting to get DDGs. Matter of fact, usually when I dump my corn off, I got to go kind of loop back around and get in a parking lot, get in line again. And this time, one of the boys that dumps corn, which I never ever see, but I seen him today, he come down and downstairs from where he normally is and says, "Hey, if you want to just go back and get DDGs, you can." And I said, "Well, I do want to." So then I didn't have to make that big loop around. And then I think I got a guy in front of me that's never done this before because he wanted to drive by the kiosk where you can check in for DDGs. But hopefully it doesn't take too awful long. It shouldn't take too long. I bet I'm out of here in 15 minutes probably. They load this pretty fast, generally speaking. Yesterday was not a particularly good day. Let me rephrase that. It was just fine. It was just that it was a couple hours here getting loaded, a little over, and about 3 hours getting unloaded. I like G4 for a couple reasons. The main reason I like G4 is they got this big air gun that they put in the trailer, and if your DDGs are stuck, it gives it a blast of air and gets it to come out, so you don't have to peck on it with a mallet for 5 days. So I like that. But the line can be a problem because if everybody's having trouble getting their product to come out, and yesterday it was raining. Remember, I don't know if you watched yesterday, but yesterday was kind of rainy, so I don't know if my trailer got just a little bit of wet between the corn and getting DDG, or if it's just the humidity in the air, that DDG was a little wetter. But even my DDGs didn't want to come out quite. Usually they come right out, and they didn't want to. They weren't terrible, but they weren't nearly as good as they have been. But a far sight better than they've been going anywhere else. All being our Marion, they come out way better than that. This guy just tried to pull up. I know he don't have the light to pull up yet, but he is, so I'm not gonna argue with him. JB Hunt called me yesterday. That'd probably be the title of this video. JB Hunt called me yesterday. I got to check in at the kiosk here while I talk to you. It reads, when I pull up there, it reads this thing. Just one of these little cards I got hanging. Which one was that? Oh, that's the interesting. And then it's going to ask me what product I hauled last. Corn. No, I didn't haul any bone meal. DDG 0099-. I don't remember what my load number was. 23. 23. 500 on the front, 24,500 on the back. So it asks you how much weight you want total, and how much weight you want on the front, and how much you want on the back. And then that's all there is to checking in at the DDG line. And then I'll pull ahead under the spout, and he'll load me up. But anyway, yeah, so he called me up. I think it was for a couple reasons. One, to see if he wasn't really asking why I wasn't hauling anything for him, like being inquisitive like it was a problem. It was more that, you know, just seeing what was happening. And I said, I haven't seen too much on the load board. And he said, there hasn't been very much on the load board. So that was, we were on the same page that way anyway. And then he said, well, what are you looking for exactly? So I told him that lane that I like that runs from either South Elgin going out to Omaha, or one of the Frito-Lay loads going out towards Omaha, and then the loads out of Aurora coming back to Indiana, or the loads coming out of Council Bluffs going back to Manuka, that Walmart load that I did. I said, I see the South Elgin, it goes twice a week like normal, but I have not seen them loads coming back as much. Well, he's able to go on his computer and poke them up, and he said, boy, there hasn't been many of them. I thought maybe either guys, because I've said that several times on YouTube, on the YouTubes here, that that's a pretty good lane. And if guys, if you send me a comment, a couple guys fellas have that said that they were getting ready to go start the power only, and and the one fella in particular, he lived in Chicagoland area. I said, look for that load, it's a pretty good load. So I thought maybe some of those guys were snapping them up as soon as they come on the screen, and that's why I wasn't seeing them. But the guy, my driver manager, whatever you call him, he said, no, they haven't even been on there. And I said, what, people stop eating chips? Because those are potato chips and corn chips and stuff. And he kind of laughed. He said, I don't think they quit eating chips. So I don't know where those loads have gone, if they moved them over to the, now this is my speculation, if they moved them over to the other board that maybe they're the owner operators that are under their numbers, or I don't know. I told him I did get a couple of emails from JB Hunt to put a bid in on a dedicated thing. They had some loads that were going to California, and some loads, I can't remember where the other ones were going, and they would run, when I say dedicated, they weren't every day, they would like be, I think they said 18 loads a year or something like that. So, but I mean, if you was going to California, you wouldn't hardly want more than about that many, because you're only going to run one every 2 weeks, so 26 if you really hammered it, you know. But I'd have to have a trailer for that. I don't think that I could use their trailer, which is what I was telling him about. I said, if you ever get something that comes upon your radar like that, I might be willing to put a driver in this truck, and then I'd haul distiller grain, or, you know, this stuff with a day cab. But I was telling him, I said, you know, you do the math. I said, right now I make between $750 and $780 a day on the gross side, depending on what my weight is. Well, with JB's freight, after their cut, I'm not over that anyway. It wouldn't be $750 a day, or it'd be right in the, you know, the same thing. Some loads might be a little bit more, but on average, it would be that same amount at best. That same amount, $750 to $780 a day, which is okay. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just, like I told him, I said, and I'm home every day, and I run 253 miles a day. And he said, look, if you're running that, he said, I wouldn't come back to do JB freight if that's what your day rate is right now. He said, because ours isn't that good on our board. So I was glad he was honest and told me that. He said, I'm not going to try to tell you something just to get you to come back and you know, do whatever. I said, well, technically I haven't left. It's just that this other's working really good, so I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to burn a bridge with them. I might need them, or maybe one of you guys will want to lease this truck and run power only or something for them if I get a day cab. So I want to be in good standing, which I am. So that's all good. Anyway, oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. I ramble. God bless everybody, and maybe we'll chat again later. Otherwise, have a great weekend and get outside and go do something fun.